Hello dreamers, it's Kayla King and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. To be honest, I did not think I would be going so long without an update or a new video, but the last few months have felt like a work in progress. The last time I recorded a video, I was very optimistic and idealistic about how I was going to get back into my writing process, and I must say, all of the edits I made at the tail end of August into September are something that I'm really proud of. I was able to take my 170,000 word manuscript and cut almost 50,000 words. And this creative energy really brought me into the month of September. I was able to draft an entirely new chapter towards the end of my book, and this was the first time I had drafted anything from scratch since the month of April. It really felt like such a monumental moment. And while I did feel so creatively energized and ready to continue with my edits, I did actually take a vacation in the month of September. I went to Cape Cod for the first time, and it was a wonderful trip. I went to Falmouth and Yarmouth and Barnstable and Hyannis and Martha's Vineyard, and it really was such a special trip. Some of the highlights were getting to visit the Nobska Lighthouse as well as the Chatham Lighthouse. I also loved the boat tour that I took in Hyannis. It was supposed to be a lighthouse tour. We only saw about 4 lighthouses and it was very gloomy that day, but they allowed you to get up and walk around, and I was able to stand right at the front of the boat the entire time. I had seawater splashing me and it was fantastic. My second favorite thing that we did on the trip was visit a pirate museum. We were looking for something to do on a rainy day, and the Ouida Pirate Museum that's on Cape Cod was absolutely fantastic, so if you ever find yourself near there, I highly recommend it. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention the delicious seafood that I ate. I had quite a few different orders of oysters, and I wanted to try them from the different locations on the Cape, as well as a lobster roll, which was one of the #1 things I wanted to try. The real winner for me was the Shipyard Pumpkin Ale that I tried while I was there, and it has since become my favorite beer of this season. Returning home from that trip, I did find myself attempting time and again to get back into the manuscript, and while I was having struggles there, I did actually draft a new version of my query letter, and I sent it to an agent for feedback, and I'll be doing another video that explores more of my process working with her and how I was able to update my query letter. Also, in the month of September, I did start a writing class. It is the Fable Storytelling Writing course. I'm still undergoing these classes. I have learned so much in my time during this course, and I can't wait to continue my further education when it comes to the craft of writing. During the month of September, I continued to curate my list of spooky reads and spooky movies and TV shows that I wanted to watch in the month of October. But I also started watching the TV show Fringe, created by J.J. Abrams. It is my all-time favorite TV show and something that has really helped with my inspiration and creative process while drafting my current WIP. As I continue to make line edits and cut more words, it seemed like the perfect time to go back to a show that is so special to me and my creative process. And then all of a sudden, it was October, and I was so excited. This is my favorite month out of the year. I love spooky season, and there were so many movies, TV shows, books that I really wanted to experience. And alas, I haven't gotten through them all. I probably won't this month, but I have always been a big believer in extending those seasons that bring you joy. So I'm gonna continue reading and watching all of the spooky things into November and probably December. I'm not a huge Christmas movie fan. I was able to read some spooky books, however, so you can look forward to a future video about all of the bookish things I experienced this month. Another exciting thing was the launch of Archer and Olive's Halloween notebooks, and while this might not be super exciting for other people, I was delighted over the new designs. I'm actually almost halfway through the notebook that I've been using since the beginning of September. So all too soon, I'm gonna have to switch that out. So I did order 3 new journals. They're all gorgeous, and I can't wait to see what words fill these pages in the months to come. A few other highlights from this month include decorating my writing studio for spooky season. You can see some of my decorations behind me, but I was so excited to go back through some of my favorite decorations from when I worked in an office, but also add a few new pieces that really spoke to the decor, really helped me feel inspired throughout this month. I'm definitely going to leave them up into the month of November because they're too adorable to pack away so soon. While I wasn't able to make a whole bunch of progress with my writing this month as far as the schedule I had already set up for myself, I was able to finish a draft of my synopsis. This was something that I was really stressing about and something that I wanted to have tangibly done before I got closer and closer to the query trenches. I'm also going to have Caitlin Johnson do some edits and critiques on this as well, but again, I'll share more about that in a future video. Throughout this month, I have continued reading submissions for my newest collective, the ELPIS Letters, and as always, getting to read other writers' work has inspired me and kept me motivated as I continued working on my own book. No October would be complete without my curated Halloween playlist on Apple Music, and this year was no different. I did add a few more songs, and it's really been a highlight for me. Typically, when I'm sitting down to write, I will either work in silence or I'll go to my playlist that I've already made for this specific book project, but because of this season and my love of all things spooky, I have been listening to that playlist more and more. That was until October 21st, when I allowed myself to get lost in Taylor Swift's new album Midnights. I've also listened to the 3 a.m. edition, and there are so many songs on there that I absolutely love, and a few that'll be making their way onto my book playlist as well. I think one of the biggest and most exciting things that happened to me this month is that I underwent my first past life regression. I don't think I've really spoken much here on this channel about my love of tarot and psychic readings and how much I feel in tune with past lives and past loved ones, but this was something that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I finally made an appointment. I really did think I was going to be on a waiting list, but they actually had one that was available a few days after I had the spark of the idea, and it actually came from me going through my podcasts and remembering that I had downloaded the Past Life and the Divine podcast. If you haven't listened and you're interested in past lives, in astrology, those kinds of things, I highly recommend this podcast. It just so happened the day I was looking that there was a new episode all about dreams and past lives, and as I'm writing a book about dreams, it seemed vitally important to listen to the podcast that day, and that really reignited my interest in past life regression, and that's what led me to find the Healing Center to complete this regression. I did do quite a bit of research beforehand, but I was still a little nervous before I went, but all in all, it was a fantastic experience. I am going to complete 2 more sessions, possibly a third, because I did sign up for a 4-session package, and I can't wait to see what more I'm going to explore. I really do think this is going to help with inspiration for my book. There's already a scene that I pulled directly from one of those past lives that I do want to incorporate in the second book in the series that I'm currently working on. And I also have an idea for another book that I am filing away for later so that I don't become distracted with my current work in progress. But if you would be interested in more of a story time about my experience with my past life regression and all that I learned during this first session, let me know in the comments below. While this month is quickly coming to a close, there is still one very important thing that I'm going to be doing this week, and that is Preptober. I actually wasn't planning on doing NaNoWriMo. I haven't for the last few years, but I really think the motivation of having a community of people focusing on a book for the month of November is going to be so helpful for me. And though I won't be writing 50,000 words of a new manuscript for National Novel Writing Month, I will be using this time to continue editing my manuscript. The goal is going to be 95,000 words to query with come March, and I still have about 27,000 that need to be cut, some sections that need to be rewritten, and some other things that kind of need to be reshuffled. So you can look forward to seeing more of my planning process as I get ready for NaNoWriMo, as well as weekly vlogs and updates as far as my work in progress as we move into the month of November. I apologize if this video felt a little all over the place. I can assure you that is exactly how my energy has felt from September through to this month, but I'm really trying to recenter, rebalance, and get organized so that I can complete this manuscript by the end of the year and be ready to re-enter the query trenches by March 2023. I'd love to know if you're planning on participating in NaNoWriMo this year, so let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your support and taking the time to watch this video and follow my writing journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, no matter where the day takes you, dream big.